with me today. We're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account. Oh my gosh. Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it? Whatever. Okay. He's a quick study.
There's so many words I'm not saying.
Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect
Out and enjoying the outdoors.
So come join us at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make your mark on the world. We can't wait to welcome you into our hive. Go Yellow Jackets!
me today. We're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account. Oh my gosh. Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it? Whatever. Okay.
All business
He's a quick
assets.
study.
There's so many words I'm not saying.
Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Being out and enjoying the outdoors.
So come join us at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make your mark on the world. We can't wait to welcome you into our hive. Go Yellow Jackets!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to UWS Women's Basketball here on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. And the pregame show sponsored by the National Bank of Commerce. As this is Matt Johnson coming to you live from Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium here on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where it is UMAC Tournament semifinal Wednesday for the Yellow Jacket women as they come home to take on Martin Luther here in semifinal action. The Yellow Jackets coming off a regular season in which they went 15-10 overall and finished 11-3 in the UMAC. That earned the Yellow Jackets the number 1 seed in the UMAC tournament and also their second straight UMAC regular season championship. So congratulations to the Yellow Jackets and head coach Emily Carpenter. 2 championships in 3 years for Coach Carpenter, looking to make it a tournament championship as well before the season ends, of course. Emily Carpenter, in her third season, as I mentioned, comes into this game tonight with a career record of 43-33 in her Yellow Jacket coaching career. The Yellow Jackets clinching that second straight UMAC regular season title this past Saturday in their regular season finale by defeating Minnesota Morris in a tight ball game, a thriller, down at Jim Gramel's court down in Morris, Minnesota, 65-63. The Yellow Jackets victorious. And with that win, like I said, the Yellow Jackets actually technically shared the regular season crown with Northwestern, but due to tiebreakers, have the number 1 seed, Northwestern the number 2 seed. Bethany Lutheran, the number 3 seed, and Martin Luther, today's opponent for the Yellow Jackets, the number 4 seed. In that contest on Saturday, the Yellow Jackets overcame a big performance from the Cougars' Maddie Grove and a 4-point deficit at halftime, outscoring Minnesota Morris by 9 in the third quarter to take a 44-39 lead into the final 10 minutes. In the fourth quarter, the Cougars took a pair of leads late, including a 60-56 advantage and a pair of free throws by Grove with 2:01 remaining in regulation, but the Yellow Jackets came right back, scoring the next 7 points behind an inside score from Charlotte Firstel, a 3-pointer by Elise Bessinen, and 2 free throws from Katie Dobson over the next 1 minute and 18 seconds to take a 63-60 lead with just 19 seconds remaining in the contest. Grove then connected on a long 3-pointer on the next possession to again even up the contest at 63 before the Yellow Jackets came back and drew what proved to be the game-winning 2 free throws as Katie Dobson grabbed an offensive rebound off of a missed layup by Elsa Olsen before getting fouled by the Cougars' Shelby Mortensen. With just 4 seconds left on the clock, Dobson then stepped up and made both free throws, giving the Yellow Jackets a 65-63 lead. Following a Morris timeout, the Cougars failed to get a shot off before the final buzzer, giving the victory to the Yellow Jackets. For the game, Grove led all scores with 34 points. The Yellow Jackets, meanwhile, had 3 players score in double figures, led by Elise Bessinen with 20 points on 9 of 17 shooting. Charlotte Firstel with 16 points and 14 rebounds while going 8 of 13 from the field. Katie Dobson, meanwhile, finished with 13 points while making all 4 of her free throws in the contest. All 4 of those free throws, meanwhile, coming in the last 19 seconds. So the Yellow Jackets leaders stepped up big to get that win over Morris on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Knights come in here having gone through the regular season at 16-9 overall, 9-5 in the UMAC, number 4 seed, of course, for this UMAC conference tournament. Dan Gaurish in his 8th season at the helm of the Knights program. They close out their regular season on a 2-game winning streak, including posting a 100-40 victory over Northland College on Saturday at the Kendrigan Center, 70 miles to the east in Ashland. In that contest, the Knights jumped out to a 26-4 lead after 1 and proceeded to outscore the Lumberjills 24-8 in the second to take a commanding 50-12 lead in the intermission. From there, Martin Luther outscored Northland by identical 25-14 scores in both the third and fourth quarters to pick up the victory. Knights had 16 players see action in that contest, while 15 different players scored for the Knights in that win. As a team, Martin Luther shot 42.4% and had 3 players score in double figures, led by Lydia Fite with 16 points and 6 of 8 shooting. Maya Morris added 15 points, while Wilhelmina Wenz came off the bench to score 10 points. With the win, the Knights are returning to the UMAC tournament for the first time since the 2016-2017 campaign. So it's been 8 years since the Knights have played in the UMAC conference tournament. So congratulations to Coach Gaurish and the Knights heading into this contest against the Yellow Jackets here from the Mertz. So that sets up tonight's semifinal contest between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. And with that being the case, we'll take a quick break and come back with more of our pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, including a conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Emily Carpenter. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back with Yellow Jacket head coach Emily Carpenter. And Coach, first of all, congratulations. 2 straight UMAC Conference regular season titles. That must feel good. But now we're off into the playoffs against Martin Luther. 3rd time you'll see them. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But that game on Saturday, boy, what a contest that was. A slugfest against Minnesota Morris that came down to the very last moments. And but your senior class came through for you. And, boy, Katie Dobson, we'll talk more about her in a second as well. But, wow, what a win that was.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, feels good to get the regular season under our belt and everything. And like you said, obviously tonight starts a new season for us, and we know what our goal is going into a postseason now, into playoffs. But, you know, regular season, obviously, I tell the girls, is something to be proud of. They really, truly deserve this. You know, maybe had a little bit more adversity this year, and just in terms of some tougher games, I guess you could say. And they really battled through, and they really, truly wanted it. And it's always a bloodbath, I call it, down at Morris. It's a tough gym to play in, tough environment. It's a long trip and everything like that. So just knowing kind of some of those challenges that we already have going into that game. I mean, like you said, down the line, the experience of our seniors really paid off for us, and just holding our composure until literally the last seconds went off on the clock.
I know one of the things you were looking for from this group, especially with the playoffs looming and knowing that you were probably going to be in the tournament regardless of how the last 2 games went, you were looking for better execution and a little more mental toughness, but I feel like you guys really stepped up to the plate in that regard against Morris on Saturday. I mean, that game could have been anybody's game. I mean, it was 40 minutes of hard basketball back and forth. Neither team led by more than 6 at any point during the game. So it was really a slugfest kind of a game. And you guys did show a lot of toughness in that contest, especially down the stretch in that 4th quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I tell the girls always just control what we can control going into every single game and throughout the game, and that's us. That's our attitude. That's our effort. How we, our hustle on and off the court, and just having that energy. And they really showed that. Like I said, for all 40 minutes, I always say basketball is a game of runs, and that's exactly what that game was. They had theirs, we would have ours. They would go back on theirs, and I think, like I said, just the composure and, like you said, the experience of some of our upperclassmen really paid off towards the end. I mean, we were down 4 with 1.5 minutes left, and we could have just really given up at that point and be like, oh, it's over. And we hit some big shots, some couple free throws, couple offensive rebounds down the stretch. And obviously, props to Morris. They played a really tough game, and obviously Maddie Grove went off against us. And, yes, she's a really good player, and we did that, but at the same time, being able to shut down basically every other player on the defensive side really helped us kind of prevail throughout the end.
You were talking about your senior class, and it's a class that's had a lot of success. They've seen the program grow back under you, to being a 2-time now conference champions. But I want to talk about Katie Dobson a little bit more, because we talked about Elise Besston and Elsa Olsen quite a bit in interviews that we've done earlier. Katie's kind of gotten to the background a little bit there, maybe a little bit overshadowed, but boy, she came up huge for you guys. 4 straight free throws in those last 20 seconds, and those were pure. Like, they did not hit any rim. That was been nice to see the senior from Black River Falls step up big like that at the end of the game, especially with those game-winning free throws with like 2 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I mean, she's kind of been that player for us this year. Just when we need a clutch bucket, for some reason, it's Katie that comes through. Has had multiple games like that, in in the North Central game in overtime, she hit a couple big threes, and even this game, I think maybe she had four points at halftime in the Morris, and she ended in double digits, so really came up big for us down the stretch. And like you said, our goal, we set goals every game to have a certain amount of offensive rebounds, and I tell them that's why we crash the offensive rebound, and we get one with 2 seconds left. The Morris coach tried to ice Katie by calling the timeout before, and I could see her just in the timeout. Her eyes were closed, taking a couple deep breaths and everything like that. And, we always end our practice with having to make a free throw, and if we don't make the free throw, they have to run. And for the last few practices, and not for any particular reason, to be honest, I just kind of picked the closest girl next to me, and Katie's really has done that probably 3 times out of the last 2 weeks. And I told her after the game, I said, that's exactly why I was preparing for that moment. Like you said, just straight swishes, and she's a really good but free throw shooter for us, and that's why, she's in the game at the end of games.
Now, in this game against Martin Luther, it's kind of a cliche to say that it's a new season when the postseason comes. I call it the business end of the year, because that's, it's win and go on, or lose and be done for the year. Team you've seen twice, you split with them during the regular season. Each team won on their home floor. I will say this, they're a much improved team from the last 2 years. They have a really nice, good young post player in Ava Stein. She had a good game against you guys last time, 25 points and 10 boards, even though you guys got the win. But what do you think are going to be the biggest keys to being able to advance to another title game here on Saturday?
I think just really getting after it on the defensive side. We broke down film the last couple of days and just saw a lot of our defensive possessions against them last time, basically how they were scoring on open looks was a breakdown on us on defense, whether that was lack of communication, just not in the right help side. So we really focused on that these last couple of days, and just being essentially in the right spot at the right time, and knowing, like, trusting your teammates, not getting beat off the dribble to the middle, looking to double down on the post. So like I said, just really getting after on the defensive side, and especially the rebounding side. We were even with them last time we played them. I told them after the game we were lucky to be even. We had a couple of rebounds down the stretch, but other than that, we were losing the rebounding margin. So I really think those two. And then just executing on the offensive side. We're 25 games in, so everyone knows the type of offense that we want to run, and we know what they want to run. So it's just really executing when we get good looks, making sure that we're doing the little things, because essentially in the playoffs and when you face teams 3 times, it's who can do those little things really well.
All right, Coach. Well, as always, congratulations again on 2 straight regular season crowns. I know that's something that you guys are looking for this year, and you've got that under your belt. Hopefully more to come, but good luck tonight against the Knights, and we'll be talking again hopefully real soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Yellow Jacket head coach Emily Carpenter. I'll be right back with more Yellow Jacket women's basketball right after this on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, about 3 or 4 minutes away from the opening tip of this UMAC tournament semifinal contest between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. And as usual, we'll give you the starting lines for the 2 teams, sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. For the Yellow Jackets, they will start this way. Starting in the backcourt, 5'10" senior from Black River Falls, Wisconsin, Katie Dobson. She averages 9.6 points per game this season for UWS. Starting at forward, 6'3" sophomore from Plain, Wisconsin, Charlotte Firstel. She comes in the game tonight averaging 7.3 points per outing. Starting at guard, 5'7" junior from Somerset, Wisconsin, Mackenzie Lesha. She comes in the game tonight averaging 7.7 points per game. Starting at guard, 5'3" senior from Ewan, Michigan, Elise Bessinen. She's the Yellow Jackets' leading scorer on the season, averaging 15.6 points per outing. And rounding out the Yellow Jackets, starting 5'4" junior from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, Elsa Olson. She averages 8.3 points per outing. Meanwhile, Martin Luther will start this way. Starting at guard, 5'9" junior from Kaukauna, Wisconsin, Lydia Feit. She comes in the game tonight averaging 8.1 points per game. Starting at guard, 5'10" senior from Sullivan, Wisconsin, Lauren Paulson. She comes in the game tonight averaging 6.5 points per outing. Starting at forward, 5'10" senior from New Ulm, Minnesota, Emma Dorn. She averages 10.4 points per game on the season. Starting at guard, 5'9" senior from Watertown, Wisconsin, Grace Kieselhorst. She averages 7.8 points per game this season. And rounding out the Knights starting 5'7" sophomore from Perham, Minnesota, Maya Morris. She's the Knights' leading scorer on the season. She is averaging 14.3 points per outing. So those are the starting lineups for the 2 teams, again sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. And with that being the case, we will take one more quick break, bring a close to the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. We'll take one more quick break, as I mentioned, and come back in a couple of minutes with the opening tip of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Knights, sponsored by Barker's Island Inn. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We are back here at the Mertz, getting ready for the start of this one between the Yellow Jackets and the Knights. Some serious notes between these two teams as the two teams are being introduced to a still assembling gallery of observers for this one here tonight. UWS has won 18 of 20 all-time matches with Martin Luther dating back to December 5th of 2015. The first two games of this season between the two teams were split by the two sides, with each winning on their home court. In their first matchup back on January 18th at the Luther Student Center, the Knights down the Yellow Jackets 60-52 behind 22 points from Maya Morris before UWS returned the favor with a 70-63 victory in their second meeting on February 8th right here at the Mertz. That was a game you heard with yours truly, both on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV. 21 points from Mackenzie Lesha in that contest. She had 7 3-pointers for the Yellow Jackets in that contest. The Yellow Jackets have never lost to Martin Luther here at the Mertz, having gone 11-0 all-time against the Knights here in Superior. We'll see if that trend continues here tonight. The Yellow Jackets being introduced. The lights are off right now, and the spotlight is moving around the Mertz here as the Yellow Jackets are being introduced. For the Yellow Jackets, this is their third straight trip, by the way, to the UMAC Conference Tournament. 2 years ago, the Yellow Jackets lost in the semifinal round to eventual champions North Central. Last year, the Yellow Jackets advanced to the UMAC Tournament title game with a win 72-59 over that same North Central squad, and we'll see if the Yellow Jackets can make it 2 years in a row to the title game. For Martin Luther, this is their first appearance in the UMAC tournament since 2016-2017, so 8 years in between trips to the conference tournament for Martin Luther. The Knights are back on. The two teams are gathering toward midcourt. Martin Luther will be in the traveling black jerseys with the red trim going from left to right in this opening half of action. The Yellow Jackets, meanwhile, in their home whites with the black and gold trim going from right to left here in this opening half of action. Again, thank you for joining us. Matt Johnson bringing you all the play-by-play of this UMAC tournament semifinal contest here in Superior. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast as Charlotte First will jump it up for the Yellow Jackets up against Emma Dorn for Martin Luther. The opening tip, sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, is controlled by Martin Luther, and we are officially underway in quarter number one between UWS and Martin Luther, the winner to the UMAC tournament semifinal, or to the tournament title game, on Saturday. And a quick start here as Emma Dorn knocks down a three right side, and Martin Luther takes a quick 3-0 lead as the Yellow Jackets into the front court for the first time. Charlotte First allowed on top. She'll hand it off. Here's Katie Dobson now off the curl cut. Bounce pass inside for Firstall, going right at Paulson. Tried to go up with the shot, had it knocked away. Picks up her own ball, loose ball, Tried to go back up with it. Goes up off the window, gets it to go down for two. Good strength there in between three different Knights players. Charlotte Firstall able to get the rebound there, and now Minnesota Morse. What am I talking about? Martin Luther into the front court here. 3-2 your score. Left side now, here's Paulson. That's out on top. Here's the aforementioned Dorn going right side, going up with the shot off the glass, and they're going to wave it off. They're going to call an offensive foul as Dorn came the right side of the lane and bowled over Elsa Olsen, who came over to take the charge. Offensive foul on Martin Luther, the first of the game on Dorn, so she has all three Martin Luther points and also a foul here so far through the first 58 seconds of quarter number one, and UWS will come to the front court looking to take their first lead of the game. As Elsa Olsen into the front court. Pass comes out on top now, Elise Bessinen. Charlotte Firstall for the Yellow Jackets. Bessinen now. Right at Paulson, going on the baseline, gets cut off, hooks it back outside. Lesha will fire away from three-point range, and it's good. Mackenzie Lesha with the triple right wing. She had 21 the last time these two teams played. Gets her first three of this ball game, and the Jackets now lead at 5-3. Here's Paulson now into the front court for Lydia Fight. Fight now out on top. Paulson goes left side. Here's Maya Morris. Going down low now, Kieselhorst. Trying to turn, goes up with a shot. Was trapped underneath, but she'll be bailed out by the foul call on Lesha, who came over a little bit slow on the help side defense. And that'll result in two free throws now for Grace Kieselhorst, two-sport athlete at Martin Luther. Also plays for the women's volleyball team in New Ulm. As Kieselhorst to the free throw line here. And her first free throw was good. It rattled around a bit, but fell through for a single point. 5-4 now. The Jackets up by one. Senior from Watertown, Wisconsin. And her second free throw is up, and that one spins out no good. Rebound cleared now by Charlotte Firstall. Elise Bessinen now in the front court for the Yellow Jackets. Lesha wide open. She'll fire away from three again and knock it down. They left her wide open. And Mackenzie Lesha with back-to-back threes, and the Jackets up now 8-4. Here's Kieselhorst now. Bounce pass for Paulson into the front court. Looking down low now. I'll hand it off. Here's Morris. Maya Morris goes right side off the feed. Lydia Fight against Elsa Olsen. Steps through. Morris now. Going right down the middle. Flipped up a shot off the window. That's no good. Rebound bounding around, and it's going to be grabbed out of there by Dorn. Another try at it now for Martin Luther, but now it's stripped away and a steal by Alessia. Alessia now giving a pass for Katie Dobson. We're going to have a foul called here on Grace Kieselhorst as she made contact with the back of Mackenzie Lesha. That'll be her second team foul on Martin Luther. The Yellow Jackets with one here in the early going. And Lesha will inbound now, right baseline. Lesha in for Elise Bessinen. Bessinen now out on top. Elsa Olsen for the Yellow Jackets. Picks up her dribble, goes left side now, Dobson. Puts the ball on the deck, will kick it right side. Now Olsen wide open, she'll tee up a three-point shot. And she will have it bounce out, no good. Offensive rebound for Firstel, goes up and lays it in with the left hand. Charlotte Firstel with the bucket. She has 4, the Jackets up now by 6. 10-4 UWS as Fight into the front court. Bounce pass comes right side, Kieselhorst. Down low now, Dorn. Spins, goes up with the shot, leaves off the front rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Lesha. And the Jackets into the front court now with Mackenzie Lesha. Firstel now, posting top of the key. Olsen putting the ball on the deck now, gets around Dorn with the runner in the lane, goes up and gets the roll on it. Jackets starting quickly here offensively. And they now lead at 12-4 on a 12-2 burst here. That's Paulson now for Martin Luther. Comes across the timeline now. Goes left side, right at Katie Dobson. Her shot off the window, no good. Rebound cleared by Bessinen. Elise Bessinen now for the Yellow Jackets. Lesha wide open. Back for Bessinen. She'll fire from three-point range, and that's good. And the Yellow Jackets right now knocking down shots all over the court. And a timeout going to be called here by Dan Gaurish as the Yellow Jackets out to a 15-4 lead here. 6 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Quarter number 1. UWS coming out focused here to start this one. And they lead it by 11. Can't get enough. The Yellow Jackets tune into Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and me throughout the year as we sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on Yellow Jacket TV, on UWSYellowJackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. Really quick start here for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see if they can keep up the pace. Wonder if the Knights are a little bit tight here coming in this one. As Ava Stein, the talented freshman from Lake Mills, Wisconsin, checks in for the first time here for the Knights. Jackets out of the timeout, going to continue to pick up full court here. As Fight now will inbound it. Here's Morris. Maya Morris goes right side now for Fight. Pass in the middle. That one knocked away. Turnover as it's stolen away by Bessinen. Now Dobson for the Jackets. Lesha putting the ball on the deck. Now steps back. She'll fire from three-point range. And that one rims out. No good. Rebound kicking around and finally grabbed there by Morris. Now the outlet for Fight. Lydia Fight in the front court. She'll hand it off now for Lauren Paulson. Right side, three-point shot is up on the right side from Fight. That's way off. Rebound grabbed by Anna Kieselhorst is in there for the first time. Now outside, Paulson will fire from 3. That's off the back rim, no good. And this rebound is grabbed by Katie Dobson. Bessinen for the Jackets in the front court. Left side is Mackenzie Lesha. Firstel. Now Elsa Olsen, 18-foot jump shot from Olsen, and it's good. Right wing. 17-4 Jackets. 17 points in 4 minutes and 30 seconds here, and they lead it by 13 at a baker's dozen against Martin Luther as Fight into the front court. Pass comes right side now. We're going to have a foul call here on Olsen. For Elsa Olsen, that'll be her first personal. Second team foul on the Jackets as Emily Daler and Chloe Peterson check in for the first time. Lesha and Firstel will take a break here. But UWS, like I said, excuse me, off to a very hot start here as Fight will inbound it. Pass comes in now. Maya Morris goes left side. Pass on the right side now for Anna Kieselhorst. Now Stein out on top. Paulson going right at Dobson. Gets all the way inside. Flipped up a shot. That one off the glass. No good as well. Rebound cleared now for Elise Bessinen. And Bessinen into the front court. Out on top now. Elsa Olsen. Emily Daler getting her first touch for UW Superior. Right side now. Elise Bessinen puts the ball on the deck. Chloe Peterson right wing. Puts the ball on the deck now against Morris. Goes up and reverses it home, but they're going to say she stepped on the baseline as she made her move. It was a nice reverse layup there by Peterson. But wave it off as she stepped on the baseline. Turnover on the Yellow Jackets. The basketball will go back over to Martin Luther now. Jackets so far 7 for their first 10 to lead this game by 13. Paulson into the front court. Pass comes left side, Kieselhorst. Down low now. Fight will hand it off. Here's Morris. Stepping through, her pass to the outside for Stein. Knocked away here by Daler. It'll stay Martin Luther basketball here. Lesha will come back in. Grace Kieselhorst and Emma Dorn back in for Martin Luther. And we'll have a trigger in now from Grace Kieselhorst right in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. 4:31 remaining, opening quarter. Jackets on a 17-1 run right now after Martin Luther took a 3-0 lead on the first possession. Coming through now, Anna Kieselhorst. Ball slapped away from her. Turnover just picked up by Elsa Olsen. Jackets into the front court now. Here's Olsen right side. Chloe Peterson on the wing, looking down low. Daler now top of the key. Now Lesha, open, fires from 3 and knocks it down. 3 for 3 from Mackenzie Lesha, left side. She knocks down her third triple, and the Jackets up by 16 at 20-4. Anna Kieselhorst now pass to the outside. For sister Grace, goes down low now. Double team comes on Dorn. She lost the handle on it, now fumbles it back outside. Anna Kieselhorst will track it down. Morris right side. Going on the baseline now. Gets cut off by Bessinen. Out on top now. Here's Grace Kieselhorst coming down low. Trying to step up with the shot. Goes up and gets it to go off the window for 2. And that stops the Yellow Jacket run. It makes it now 20-6 in favor of the Jackets. And it's Bessinen into the front court. Lesha top of the key. Left side now it's Daler. Emily Daler for the Yellow Jackets. Bessinen steps inside the arc. Back outside now. Elsa Olsen for the Yellow Jackets. Plenty of time to shoot. Triple team comes on Daler, and they're going to call a travel, or, yep, there's going to be a travel on the left side. Dobson's going to check back in. Elsa Olsen will check out. Basketball now to Martin Luther. Anna Kieselhorst now. Pass comes in for Maya Morris. Morris now into the front court here for the Knights. Goes right side on the pass. Grace Kieselhorst. Down low now Dorn. Had the ball slapped away, and they're going to call a foul. That's a tough call for Emily Daler. She came down, slapped the ball away, but the referee on the baseline says she got her on the arm. That'll be the third foul on the Jackets, and they're going to say she was in the act of shooting too. Should be an inbounds, I would think. Oh, and on top of that, he's going to give her 2 free throws on that. As Dorn goes to the free throw line. First free throw from Dorn is up and good. 20-7 now your score. And the second free throw is also good for Dorn. She has 5 of Martin Luther's 8. The Yellow Jacket lead is down to 12 as we go under 3 minutes remaining. Opening quarter. Chloe Peterson now right side. Daler out on top. Now Daler will take a long 20-foot jump shot. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Kieselhorst. That being Grace Kieselhorst. Pass comes left side now for Morris. Here's Anna Kieselhorst back for her sister Grace. Grace putting it on the deck. Tried to step through, and she'll be called for a travel. Basketball back to UWS as Firstel and Olsen will come back in for the Jackets, taking out Daler and Peterson. Lesha will trigger it in here now. Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Lesha now right side. Pass comes for Elsa Olsen on the wing. Puts the ball on the deck. Picked up by Stein on the switch. Out into the corner. Bessinen trying to go down low for Firstel. We're going to have a foul call down low here against Martin Luther, and it might be on Kieselhorst. It's going to be on Grace Kieselhorst. That'll be her second. She'll check out. Lauren Paulson will come back in here for the Knights. Lesha will inbound now, right baseline. 2:16 remaining, quarter number 1. Lesha, bounce pass comes in now for Dobson, left side. Olsen, Dobson. lobbing it down low, pass overshot the intended target, that being UWS's Charlotte Firstel. Turnover on the Jackets as coming back the other way is Anna Kieselhorst. Right side, Dorn now goes on the baseline, kicks it right side. Now here's Stein. Ava Stein back outside. Three-point shot is up from Anna Kieselhorst. Off the rim, no good. Rebound cleared by UWS's Firstel. And now Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets will lead UWS into the front court. Lesha out on top of the key. Goes right side. It's cut off Firstel. 15-foot jump shot from Charlotte Firstel is good. Charlotte Firstel now has 6. The lead up to 14 again at 22-8. 1 minute, 32 seconds remaining, quarter number 1. Morris for the Knights. Here's Paulson putting it on the deck. Backdoor cut now. Going up for the shot is Dorn, and she'll lay it in for 2. Good first quarter here for Emma Dorn. She has 7 of Martin Luther's 10, and the Jacket lead again down to 12 as we approach the 1 minute mark remaining first quarter. Olsen goes left side now. Here's Elise Bessinen. Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Steps back. Olsen again left side. Pass comes now for Firstel. Put it on the deck, had it stripped away. Turnover on the Yellow Jackets. Morris back to their direction now for the Knights. Now Stein putting it on the deck. Her pass outside, that's picked off. This time by Olsen. Now Bessinen thought about taking the 3. Passes up on it. Now Bessinen putting it on the deck. Goes right at Paulson. Flips up a shot off the window, no good, but will draw a foul. And one of the best free throw shooters in the country, Elise Bessinen, will go to the free throw line here with 39 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. For Paulson, that's her first 14 foul on the Knights as Chloe Peterson comes back in. Elsa Olsen will check out. And Bessinen at the line here. Elise Bessinen so far has 3 points in the game for UWS. And Bessinen's first free throw is good. No surprise there. She came in 60 out of 64 on the season from the stripe. One more coming for the senior from UN Michigan. 23-10 your score. And Bessinen's second free throw is also good. She has 5. Daler will come in. She'll check out Mackenzie Lesha here for these final 39 seconds. Jackets up by a couple of touchdowns. 24-10 here as the pass comes in now for Anna Kieselhorst. Pass goes to the left side. Now here's Dorn. Circle riding her way through. Goes up with a layup. Misses it off the window. No good. Foul going to be called here on Peterson. And Emma Dorn gets to the charity stripe here now for Martin Luther. 2 good free throw shooting teams. Knights shoot them at about 68%. The Jackets, meanwhile, a tick above that as Dorn's first free throw is up and good. Jackets at 71% from the stripe this season. 24-11 now your score. One more coming for Dorn. And her second free throw is good as well. She's got 9 points already. She's kind of keeping the Knights in this one so far. 9 of their 12 points, courtesy of number 22 in black, and the Yellow Jackets' lead has been trimmed in half at 24-12. Jackets in the front court can play for 1. Here's Peterson right side. Peterson for the Yellow Jackets. Katie Dobson in the corner couldn't handle the pass. It was a little bit high from Chloe Peterson. It'll be a turnover, and now with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter, Martin Luther can take the last shot as the pass comes in now for Anna Kieselhorst. 5 seconds remaining. Pass comes left side. Here's Dorn. Outside fight. She'll fire from three-point range. That's off the back rim. No good. Rebound bounding around. And that is how the quarter will end as the buzzer sounds, bringing the opening 10 minutes to a close. And it was an impressive start for the Yellow Jackets. Excuse me. Yellow Jackets 9 for their first 13, 4 for 6 from beyond the arc. And have made both of their free throws here so far, and they lead at 24-12. Jackets also +4 in rebounding through one quarter. Jackets do have 5 turnovers so far. That's an area where Coach Emily Carpenter will stress to take care of the basketball a little bit better. They do have 5 assists, 2 assists for Martin Luther against 6 turnovers. The Knights so far, by the way, 3 for 11 after one quarter. 1 for 5 from beyond the arc and 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Individually, the Jackets so far, 9 points from Mackenzie Lesha. 3 for 4 from beyond the arc, 3 for 4 overall from the field for those 9 points. 6 points so far for Charlotte Firstel. And 3 for 4 shooting as well. 5 so far for Elise Bessinen and 4 for Elsa Olsen. So the Jackets getting all their points from the starting 5. Meanwhile, for Martin Luther, 9 points for Emma Dorn. Only one other player's even scored for the Knights thus far, and that's Grace Kieselhorst. So no bench points for either team here so far through 10 minutes. Let's see if that trend continues here as we head towards halftime. By the way, our halftime programming today is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have our first half summary, a look at the first half stats. We'll also catch you up on what is a very busy time for Yellow Jacket Athletics. All that coming up at halftime in 10 minutes. In the meantime here, the Yellow Jackets will start quarter number 2 in possession of the basketball. Both teams' original starting 5 out there. Mackenzie Lesha scored 9 points in that first quarter, will inbound it. And she inbounds it here for Olsen. Left side now for the Yellow Jackets. Katie Dobson, Bessinen. Now Lesha right side. Pass comes out on top now. Elsa Olsen. Lesha again looking down low. Skip pass now will come for Dobson. She's wide open. She'll fire from 3. Back rim and out. No good. Rebound tracked down by Fight. Fight into the front court. Morris on the left side. Against Lesha trying to come down low. Lost the handle on the basketball. Knocked away here by Lesha. Coach Emily Carpenter wanted to know how that's not a turnover. But the official on the baseline says it'll stay with Martin Luther. They'll have 19 seconds to shoot. Lauren Paulson will inbound. Lob pass comes in. Here's Dorn. Going right at Firstel. Goes right to the rim and lays it in for 2. Emma Dorn right now, like I said, just carrying the mail here for the Knights offensively. She's got 11 points. 11 of their 14, courtesy of the senior from New Ulm, and it's 24-14. Pass comes right side now. Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Steps back. She'll fire from 3-point range and knock it down. Elise Bessinen with the triple. She's got 8, 27-14 your score. Fight now. And there'll be a foul call here on Bessinen, I think. As Fight dribbled through the double team. Actually, they're going to call it on Lesha. That'll be her second foul. First of the second quarter against the Jackets, and Fight will trigger it in. Pass comes in now for Morris out on top. Maya Morris goes left side off the pass. Martin Luther's also brought in Ella Walls for the first time. Out on top is Lauren Paulson. Pass comes right side now. Here's Morris. Maya Morris now against Lesha on the 2 fouls. Goes down the baseline, and now she steps on the end line. It'll be a turnover on Martin Luther. Saw that sequence play out for Chloe Peterson for the Jackets in the first quarter. They ended in a turnover, and it now turnabout is fair play as Morris steps on the baseline, giving the basketball back to UW Superior. Firstel now top of the key. Left side now Elsa Olsen. Olsen crossing over. Now Firstel inside, trying to go up with the shot. Climbs it over the front of the rim for 2, and the Yellow Jackets Firstel has 8. It's 29-14. Morris going to the left side now. Paulson into the front court. Will go right side. Maya Morris now putting the ball on the deck here for Martin Luther. Pass for Walls. Now right side. Here's Fight looking down low now for Paulson. Picks up her dribble. 3-point shot is up in the air, and that one is good from Dorn. Dorn right now has 14 points, but nobody else is picking up the slack. 29-17 your score. Lesha now for the Jackets. Olsen, she'll try to answer with a 3 of her own on the right side. It spins out, no good. Rebound knocked out of play off of Firstel, and it'll go back over to Martin Luther here. Daler's going to check into the game. Meanwhile, Anna Kieselhorst will come in. She'll take out Walls. 7 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the opening half. So far, the Knights have just 5 made field goals, 4 of them courtesy of Emma Dorn, and she has 14 points to lead all scores. As Anna Kieselhorst down to the front court. Pass comes down low for Dorn, and now there'll be a tie-up as Bessinen came from the weak side. They'll stay with the Knights here. They'll have 25 seconds to shoot. Paulson will inbound right baseline. Lobs it inside now. Dorn kicking it back outside. Now Paulson, Dorn against the double team, spins through, goes up and lays it in. She's just having herself a game here. 16 points for Dorn. 29-19, the Jacket lead down to 10. Left side now Daler for the Yellow Jackets. Katie Dobson in the corner. Now here's Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Inside now Daler going against Paulson. Goes up with the left hand off the window. That's no good. Rebound bounding around, still bounding around, and it'll be finally grabbed underneath here by Fight. Morris now into the front court. Steps back. She'll fire from three-point range, and she'll knock it down. And all of a sudden, Martin Luther within 7, and a timeout going to be called here by the Yellow Jackets head coach, Emily Carpenter. 29-22 now your score. WS is led by as many as 16, but the lead right now down to 7. We outscored the Jackets 10-5 so far here in quarter number 2. UWS shooting at 61.1%. Martin Luther at 46.7%. As we are about to come out of the timeout here. Knights look like they might be selling a little bit, although so far their offense has been almost entirely provided by Emma Dorn. 16 points for her. She's having herself a whale of a game here. As we come out of the timeout here, Olsen will inbound it for UWS. Pass comes in now for Elise Bessinen. Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets into the front court. Dobson now left side. Lesha looking down low, puts the ball on the deck. Against Fight, steps through, and the ball knocked away as she went up. Loose ball picked up by Martin Luther. Morrison in the front court now. Ava Stein back in there for the Knights. She gets the pass now left side. Ava Stein out on top now. Dorn right side now. Here's Morris. Circle riding her way to the basket. Flipped up a shot. Didn't get the roll on it. Offensive rebound for Stein. She circle routes her way and goes up and lays it in. And Martin Luther now with that bucket by Stein within 5 at 29-24. 12-5 run here for the Knights in quarter number 2. Daler for the Yellow Jackets. Bessinen going right side. Now Olsen stepping back. Bounce pass now for Daler. Right side against Stein. Ball fake, goes up with the shot and can't get it to go down. Back rim and out. Rebound cleared by Stein. Jackets cold here to begin quarter number 2. Now Morris on the right side. Now Fight. Out on top, Anna Kieselhorst looking down low. Now it's Dorn going around Daler, going all the way inside, flipping up a shot off the glass, no good. Rebound cleared by Dobson, and we're going to have a foul called here on Stein. And as she went over the back of Katie Dobson. 5 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. So far here in quarter number 2, Martin Luther 5 for 7. Jackets so far 2 for 7 in this quarter. Meanwhile, Reese Ani into the game for the first time for the Jackets, freshman from Hibbing, Minnesota. As Olsen leads UWS into the front court on the right side. Daler comes to set the screen. Now Olsen spinning around Stein. Bessinen loading up a long three-point shot. That's off the back rim. That's no good. The cold shooting continues here in quarter number 2 for the Jackets. Morrison in the front court. Right side now here's Anna Kieselhorst. Fight going left side now here's Dorn. Now Anna Kieselhorst coming inside. Bounce pass now here's Stein getting a step. And the ball slapped away on a nice defensive play there by Bessinen, but it'll stay with the Knights as it goes out of play right baseline. Paulson returns now for the Knights. Chloe Peterson back in for the Jackets. Paulson now for Martin Luther. Inbounding it now, Dorn. Anna Kieselhorst, and the bounce pass for Stein way off the mark. And Anna Kieselhorst knew that was a mistake the minute it left her hand. You could see her body language on that one. So turnover gives the basketball back to the Yellow Jackets. As Dobson now triggers it in, and here's Chloe Peterson. Peterson for UWS. Hands it off, here's Bessinen. Reese Ani now. And now she travels out on top. Couldn't decide what she wanted to do with the basketball here. The Jackets are in a funk offensively. Anna Kieselhorst will inbound it now. Here's Maya Morris. Stein now left side. Eva Stein now handing it off. Now we're going to have a travel called here against Dorn. So the two teams trading turnovers here. Basketball back to the Jackets. 4:16 remaining, quarter number 2. Jackets have led through most of this opening half. The lead right now at 5 at 29-24. Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Hands it off, Chloe Peterson. Taylor, high pick and roll. Now Ani, she'll fire from three-point range. That's off the back rim again, no good. Jackets now 2 for 9 from the field in this quarter. Now Dorn in the front court. Paulson loops the pass back out on top now. Maya Morris. Paulson, now she'll load up a three-point shot. That's wide to the left, no good. Rebound cleared by Daler. And Emily Daler for the Yellow Jackets. Finds Elise Bessinen. Peterson puts it on the deck, kicks it outside. Three-point shot, that's up from Katie Dobson. Off the front rim again, no good. Rebound cleared here by Paulson. Jackets now 2 for 10 in the quarter. Morris now going right baseline, and now she'll back it out. Approach 3 minutes remaining, first half. 5-point game. As Ava Stein now steps through, has the ball stripped away, and we're going to have a foul called here on Chloe Peterson, and that'll be 2 free throws now for Stein. Olsen will check back in here for the Jackets. That's the second foul on Chloe Peterson, by the way. Second foul on the Jackets in this quarter, and Stein, the freshman, we had a big game the last time these two teams played. At the line to shoot 2. Stein 65.5% from the stripe this year, and she knocks down the first one there. 29-25. Jackets have been stuck on 29 for a while now. Find a way to get some hoops here. Second free throw from Stein is good. 29-26. Jackets led this game at one point 20-4, but it's been all Martin Luther since. Now they're picking up full court. Jackets able to break it as Olsen comes across the timeline. Ani on the left side now. Bounce pass out on top now, Daler. Olsen for the Yellow Jackets. Spinning down low. Ani now wide open, comes inside, tried to go up with the shot, left it off the mark, got her own rebound. Lost the handle on it, kicks it back out on top. Olsen now. I don't know why she did a ball fake there. She had to get that shot up. Didn't know what the shot clock was reading on that one, and it's a shot clock violation as she made a head fake with 1 second left on the shot clock, and it's a turnover on the Jackets. Oh, Hannah Haas will come in for the first time. She'll take out Daler. And now Morris for Martin Luther. Knights can come within 2 of the bucket here, and they will do just that as Paulson gets the pass down low, and she steps inside and gets it to go down. And that 16-point lead is just about gone here. 29-28, Jacket lead down to 1. Ani on the right side now. Win the ball on the deck now, Elsa Olsen. Lost the handle on it. Picks it up on the baseline, 10 seconds to shoot. Hannah Haas for Ani out on top, 5 seconds to shoot. Steps through, now her bounce pass gets kicked away. And it'll be Martin Luther basketball here. As good as the first quarter has been for the Jackets, that's how bad the second quarter has been. Martin Luther now can take the lead back. First time they will have had the lead if they can get it here since the first possession of the game. 1:53 and counting remaining, first half. Morris now into the front court. Right side now Paulson. Stein putting it on the deck. Gives it back now for Paulson. Now Morris. Anna Kieselhorst left side. Gets around Lesha. Kicks it back now for Morris. She'll fade away. 18-foot jump shot, and Martin Luther's ahead. 30-29. Jackets been outscored 16-5 in this quarter. And now trail by 1. Lesha will try to answer with a three, and she does so right side. 32-30 now your score. Jackets back up by 2. 1:10 remaining first half. Morrison on the front court. Pass comes right side. Now Paulson. Her jump shot, that's good, and we're tied again. 32 apiece. Haas out on top. Now Bessinen. She'll fire from three-point range, and she'll knock it down. Elise Bessinen with the triple. And the Jackets now back up 35-32. Back and forth we go here. Morrison in the front court. Pass comes right side for Paulson. Skip pass now Anna Kieselhorst. Now Dorn right side. She'll fire from three-point range. That one's short, no good. Rebound for Dobson. And now with the shot clock off, the Jackets can play for one here. 20 seconds remaining in the half as Bessinen takes UWS into the front courts. 10 seconds remaining. Bessinen now coming off the screen. Dobson wide open. She'll fire from three-point range. That one's off the mark, no good. Rebound to the corner, and it'll go out of play off of Haas. Good look for Dobson, just didn't drop. And the basketball now goes back over to Martin Luther with 1.7 seconds remaining in the opening half. Anna Kieselhorst in for Paulson. She'll heave one just as the clock expires, comes up short. Buzzer sounds, and the opening 20 minutes of action between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther in this UMAC tournament semifinal contest from the Mertz are in the books. And UWS will head into the intermission holding a slim lead at 35-32. 3-point lead for the Jackets. After 20 minutes, we'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is UWS Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated here on UMAC Tournament Semifinal Wednesday. Here at the Mertz, Matt Johnson back with you as the Yellow Jackets have reached halftime against Martin Luther. Back and forth. Second quarter for the two teams. The Yellow Jackets, though, head to the intermission leading at 35-32. We jump into our first half summary and a look at the first half stats. Yellow Jackets came out on fire in this first quarter here tonight, hitting 9 out of their first 13 shots. Including 4 for 6 from beyond the arc, and they led it 24-12 after one. But Martin Luther settled right in that second quarter. They made 8 of 13 in quarter number 2, while the Jackets cooled off to 4 of 14 shooting. And the Jackets, at one point, lost the lead. The Yellow Jackets came back, though, with a couple of threes late, and they head into the intermission, as I mentioned, leading at 35-32, despite being outscored 20-11 in the second 10 minutes. As far as the team numbers in this one, Yellow Jackets in that opening half, 13 out of 27 as a group, 48.1% shooting. They were 7 out of 15 from three-point range, good for 46.7% from beyond the arc. They also had 2 free throws in there and +1 in rebounding at 13-12. Both teams with 3 offensive rebounds. In terms of turnovers in that first half, the Jackets 8 assists against 8 turnovers, while Martin Luther had 4 assists against 9 turnovers. Martin Luther, meanwhile, in that opening half, had a slow start, but came on, like I said, strong in that second quarter. They now are 11 out of 24 from the field as a group at 45.8%. 3 for 9 from beyond the arc for the Knights, 33.3%, and 7 for 8 from the stripe in the opening 20 minutes. In terms of individual leaders in this first half, the Yellow Jackets so far, 4 players doing all the scoring for UWS in that opening half, led by Mackenzie Lesha, who had 21 the last time these two teams played. She picked it up where she left off against the Knights. 12 points in that first half for Lesha, 4 for 6 shooting, 4 for 5 from beyond the arc for Lesha in that opening half. 11 points for Elise Bessinen. She's 3 for 4 from the field. 8 points so far for Charlotte Fursel. Will go with 4 rebounds. And 4 points so far for Elsa Olsen, while Katie Dobson, Reese Ani, Chloe Peterson, Emily Daler, and Hannah Haas have not scored here for UW Superior. Meanwhile, Martin Luther, they were carried through most of that first half by Emma Dorn, who had a whale of a first half for the Knights. In fact, if I had to name a player of the game, it would probably be her so far, because she kept her team in the game in the early going before the Knights began to find their rhythm in that second quarter. Dorn, meanwhile, in that opening 20 minutes, 16 points. 5 for 8 shooting from the floor for her, 2 for 2 from three-point range, and 4 for 4 from the stripe. All that coming in 18 minutes. 5 points so far for Maya Morris in that opening half on 2 for 4 shooting. 4 points each for Lauren Paulson and Ava Stein, and also 3 points for Grace Kieselhorst, while Lydia Fipe, Anna Kieselhorst, and Emma Walls have played for the Knights and have not scored. In terms of foul trouble in that first half, the Jackets were whistled for 6 personal fouls in an opening 20 minutes. 2 players with 2 fouls each, and Lesha and Chloe Pearson. Martin Luther, meanwhile, was whistled for 5 fouls. 2 fouls so far for Grace Kieselhorst. Nobody on either team with more than 1 other than those 3 names. So those are your numbers. Halfway home in this UMAC tournament semifinal contest from the Mertz and Superior. And with that being the case, we'll take another quick break and come back with more of our halftime programming, including a Yellow Jacket sports summary. Look what else is going on with all the teams up here at UW Superior. That'll be coming up in about 2 minutes. This is Yellow Jacket women's basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, as our halftime programming rolls along here, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We have about 8 minutes before we begin the third quarter of this tournament semifinal contest between the Jackets and Martin Luther. And with that, we'll give you a quick update on what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Sports, courtesy of our Yellow Jacket Sports summary. Plenty to get to, so stick with me here as we go through all of this. There's a lot coming, so be patient with me here. Halftime notes, like I said, and this one as men's basketball. We jump to our sports summary. At 12-13 now overall, 9-5 in the UMAC. That's how they finished out the season. In fact, they closed out the season with an 89-72 loss to Minnesota Morris on Saturday at Jim Grimmel's court in Morris, Minnesota. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets shot 45.2% and had 4 players score in double figures, led by Javon Walker with 21 points. TJ Moberg and Joy Barker each finished with 12 points, while Andrew Cornelius added 10 points for UWS. With the loss, the Yellow Jackets missed the UMAC tournament and say goodbye to seniors Walker, Moberg, Barker, Cornelius, Reed Johnson, Ty Melchert, and Luke Fehrenbacher. So best of luck to those 7 seniors on all of their future endeavors. Meanwhile, women's hockey now 12-12-2 overall. They finished 3-9 in the WIAC. They were the number 4 seed in the WIAC tournament. They've won their last 3, have the Yellow Jackets. Queen Downing Northland College 9-0 last night at Westman Arena in the opening round of the WIAC Conference Tournament down the street. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets got a hat trick from Kaylee Swearhun, 2 goals from Ashton Parnell, and additional tallies from Darby Matson, Maddie Rewerts, Trinity Middle, and Jenna Hoops, while Melly Black made 12 saves and goal. They're next in action in the in the WIAC tournament. Semifinal round this coming Friday, February 28th, taking on the number 1 seed in the conference tournament, UW River Falls. That'll be game 1 of a 2-game set. 7 p.m., the opening face-off of that one down at Hunt Arena in River Falls. Men's hockey at 18-4-3 overall, 11-2-2 in the WIAC, the number 1 seed for the WIAC conference tournament after winning the regular season crown a couple weeks ago. They were off last weekend, but they will be next in action this coming Friday, February 28th, versus UW River Falls in the WIAC tournament semifinals down the street at Westman Arena. 7 p.m. the opening face-off, 6:30 the pregame, and that will be our next sports broadcast both on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV. John Garver will be bringing you all the play-by-play. Again, 7 p.m. the opening face-off of that one this coming Friday, 6:30 the pregame with John Garver. Men's and women's indoor track and field, both teams competed at the Gene Glader Classic hosted by Bethel University at the Sports and Fitness Center in St. Paul, Minnesota on Saturday. Up next, they're hosting the annual UMAC Indoor Track and Field Championships this coming weekend at Lydia Thiering Fieldhouse. The 2-day event begins on Friday with action starting at 1:30 p.m., while Saturday's action gets underway starting at 10:30 a.m. That, of course, across the hall from where I am right now. Women's tennis at 8-3 overall. They lost their second straight on Sunday, falling to UW Eau Claire 6-1 at John and May Menard YMCA Tennis Center in Eau Claire. They are next in action Monday, March 10th versus Earlham at the Gulf Shores Tennis Complex in Gulf Shores, Alabama, with a 7 p.m. opening serve there. Men's tennis, meanwhile, was off last weekend. They're at 3-7 overall. They're next in action that same Monday, March 10th, taking on Belhaven of Mississippi at the Gulf Shores Tennis Complex in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Opening serve of that one scheduled for 4 p.m. Softball, by the way, has already started their season. They're 1-1 overall. They open up the season by splitting 2 games with McAllister and Carleton in non-conference action on Friday at the Dundas Dome in Dundas, Minnesota. Against the Scots, UWS took an 11-2 victory, while the Yellow Jackets fell to the Knights 9-6 in the second game of the doubleheader. They're next in action this coming Saturday, March 1st, taking on Wisconsin Lutheran and Loras at the 2025 UW Oshkosh Invitational at the UW Oshkosh Recplex. Opening pitch against Wisconsin Lutheran is scheduled for 12 p.m., while the opening pitch against Loras is set for 4 p.m. And last but not least, baseball opened up their season earlier on this week. In fact, yesterday, they are 0-2 overall. Were swept in a doubleheader by Gustavus Adolphus in non-conference action, falling to the Gusties 13-2 and 7-6 at Gusty Baseball Field in St. Peter, Minnesota. Their next in action is coming Sunday, March 2nd, against Carleton in non-conference action. That'll be a doubleheader against the Knights. Same location as before, Gusty Baseball Field in St. Peter. Opening pitch against the Knights is set for 12:30 and 3 p.m. respectively. So that's your Yellow Jacket Sports Summary, giving you a quick catch-up on what else is going on for Yellow Jacket Athletics. And with all of that, we'll take one more quick break, bring our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated to a close, and come back for the start of the third quarter of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. That's coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes. This is Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, the two teams are going through their final warm-up paces here before we begin the third quarter of this UMAC tournament semifinal contest between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. We did get a score update, by the way, on the other semifinal between Bethany Lutheran and Northwestern. And at last check, they were at halftime with Bethany Lutheran holding a 1-point lead against Northwestern. The Yellow Jackets and the Eagles regular season champions. The Jackets the number 1 seed by virtue of tiebreakers. Northwestern the number 2 seed. Bethany Lutheran the number 3. And Martin Luther, the opponent for the Jackets here tonight, the number 4. Of course, what's at stake here tonight? It's a chance to play in the UMAC tournament title contest on Saturday. That'll be a 4:30 p.m. opening tip. If the Yellow Jackets win, they will be here to take on the winner of that game between Bethany Lutheran and Northwestern. If the Knights win, they will be on the road to take on the winner of that game. Pretty straightforward. For more information, by the way, on that, should the Yellow Jackets win, you can go to uwsyellowjackets.com. But we are getting into that crossover part of the winter into the spring. We talked about baseball and softball. Both those teams will be in action this weekend. Men's and women's indoor track and field, as we talked about in our summary. Both are multi-time defending champions in the UMAC in indoor track and field. That'll be up here on Friday and Saturday. And there could be also championship basketball here for the Yellow Jacket women for the second straight year as well. Still a lot of action to be determined, though, or a lot of action to be played to determine whether that's all the case. As the Jackets will begin the third quarter in possession of the basketball, Elise Bessinen triggering it in here for Elsa Olsen. And the third quarter is underway as Olsen into the front court. Pass comes left side now. Katie Dobson, first allowed on top. Will swing it right side. Here's Lesha. Backdoor cut now. Dobson against Paulson. Kicks it out on top. Bessinen putting the ball on the deck. Now Dobson for the Yellow Jackets. Kicks in the corner. Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Goes inside. Flipped up a shot off the window. Didn't get it to go down. Offensive rebound for Firstel. She goes up. Misses the bunny. And the rebound batted out of play off of Dobson. It'll be Martin Luther basketball here. Put back from Charlotte Firstel. Thought it was going to go down, but it rolled off. And Martin Luther will put it in play here. Jackets going to pick up full court as the inbounds comes from Maya Morris. Morris now for the Knights. Comes across the timeline. Goes left side on the pass now. Lydia Fight down low now. Grace Gieselhorst. And they're going to call her for a double dribble left side. Gieselhorst looking incredulously at the official on the baseline, but that's the call. As Olsen inbounds it now, here's Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Bessinen into the front court, goes left side. Now Firstel on the elbow right wing. Ends it off, Bessinen off the curl. Ends it off, Lesha teeing up a three-point shot, and she's got it right side. Mackenzie Lesha with her fourth triple. The Jackets now up by half dozen at 38-32. Paulson for Martin Luther now against Dobson, comes across the timeline. Grace Gieselhorst left side. Now here's Dorn. Emma Dorn, who had that big first half. Now she dribbles it off of her foot. Not a play. It'll be a turnover on the Knights. And the Yellow Jackets will inbound it here. Leading it 38-32. 8:48 remaining, third quarter. Lesha inbounding it now. Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Pass goes left side now. Elsa Olsen. And Olsen now backing it out. Pass comes right side now. Lesha flying away from three-point range. That one might have been forced a little bit. Firstel tried to save it in on the baseline. Saved it right in the arms of Emma Dorn. And back to their direction now. Here's Maya Morris. Grace Gieselhorst, top of the key. Pass left side now. Here's Dorn. Now three-point shot in the air here from Paulson. Back rim and out. No good. Rebound for Firstel. Jackets doing a pretty good job on the backboard so far here tonight. That was an area of focus for UWS coming in this one as Bessinen now goes on the baseline. Kicks it outside. Wide open. Three-point shot is up from Dobson, and it's down. Three-point bomb left wing here from Katie Dobson. She's got her first triple, and the Jackets up by 9 now, 41-32. Now full-court pressure. Paulson, Morris into the front court. Morris goes right side now. Grace Gieselhorst putting it on the deck. Left side now Morris puts it on the deck. Looking to step back now. Pass comes on top. 8 seconds to shoot for Lauren Paulson. Paulson now picking up her dribble. Left side Morris. She'll tee one up. Back rim and out. Rebound tracked down by Dorn. Paulson now on the runner, high off the glass. That's no good. Rebound batted into the hands now by Elise Bessinen, and Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Crosses the timeline. Now Lesha, top of the key. Bessinen. Firstel. She'll hand it off now for Elsa Olsen. Check that. She hands it off for Mackenzie Lesha, and Lesha into the paint. Dobson. Olsen now for the Jackets. 10 seconds to shoot. Elsa Olsen steps through. Tried to go up with a shot. Had it knocked away by Dorn. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. They'll have 6 seconds to shoot here. 6:51 remaining. Third quarter as Anna Kieselhorst will come in for her sister Grace. And the Jackets will have an inbound now left baseline. Olsen will do the honors here. Lobs it in now for Dobson. Lesha. Long three-point shot out on top. Front rim and off. Offensive rebound grab by Firstel, and she lays it in. Charlotte Firstel with the bucket. She now has 10, and it's 43-32. Firstel on a string of double-doubles right now. 4 straight for her. As here's Dorn now trying to answer with a 3. That's off the front rim. No good. Rebound grabbed out of there now by UWS's Dobson. Olsen in transition. Pick up her dribble. Out on top, Lesha. Trying to lob it down low for Firstel. Had it knocked away there. Nice defensive play by Paulson. Turnover on the Jackets as Lydia Fight now. Anna Kieselhorst goes left side. Now Fight will line up a three-point shot. That's off to the left. No good. Rebound cleared now by Dobson. And now Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Out on top now. Dobson. Firstel. Charlotte Firstel. Hands it off now. Elise Bessinen going up against Morris. Flipped up a shot the left hand off the glass. No good. Rebound there for Anna Kieselhorst. And now she spins away from traffic. Into the corner. Three-point shot up from Dorn, and she'll get it to go down. Actually, it's just a long 2, and now a timeout going to be called here by the Knights. She's got 18 to lead all scores. And we have a timeout here on the court. Have you downloaded Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets? Get started and receive 200 points just for registering and 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. UWS looking for win number 16 on the season here. As we come out of the timeout, Jackets so far here on an 8-2 burst to take a 3-point lead now up to a 9-point lead at 43-34. The Yellow Jacket basketball here. As Lesha triggers it in now for Elsa Olsen. Olsen for the Yellow Jackets brings UWS across the timeline. Pass to the outside, nearly stolen away by Kieselhorst. Saved right back in, though, for Olsen. Left side now, Elise Bessinen. Dobson, bounce pass, trying to get it inside there for Firstel. Stolen away by Kieselhorst. Anna Kieselhorst coming in 2-on-1. Went right at Bessinen, who stripped the basketball from her. Goes out of play on the baseline. It'll stay with the Knights here as Daler comes back in. She'll take out Firstel. And we'll have a trigger in now. Left baseline. Grace Kieselhorst will do the honors. Flips it in now for Morris, top of the key. Nearly halfway home. Quarter number 3. Jackets by 9, 43-34. Grace Kieselhorst going on the baseline and goes all the way to the rim and lays it in. A step there on the inside against Katie Dobson and just went in and laid it in with the right hand. 43-36 now. Daler now left side. Out on top now, Elsa Olsen getting around Morris. Goes all the way to the rim and lays it in for 2. Found the lane right side. And laid it in with the right hand. 45-36. Olsen now has 6. Morrison in the front court. Ava Stein back in there now for the Knights. On the baseline now. Here's Grace Kieselhorst flipping up a shot. Overshot everything. Rebound grabbed. Off the miss from the baseline by Olsen. Long lead pass now for Dobson. Good job by Katie Dobson to keep her pivot foot there. Was all tangled up with Dorn, but is able to flip the pass back out on top for Olsen. Bessinen left side now. Out on top, it's Emily Daler. Now Dobson lining up a three-point shot off the back rim. No good. Rebound. Snared out of there by Grace Kieselhorst. In the front court now, Anna Kieselhorst goes left side. Bounce pass on the baseline for Dorn. Now Morris getting a step. Grace Kieselhorst. Dorn. Lost the handle on the ball. 8 seconds to shoot. Now picks it back up. Anna Kieselhorst. Grace Kieselhorst now. 3 seconds to shoot. 2 seconds to shoot. Steps in, goes up with the shot, and leaves it off the glass. No good. And the foul going to be called on the Jackets with 1 second remaining on the shot clock. That'll be a foul call on Mackenzie Lesha. For Lesha, that'll be foul number 3. Chloe Peterson will come in. Lesha will check out here. And Grace Kieselhorst goes to the line where she's 1 for 2 so far here this evening. Kieselhorst's first free throw is good. 45-37, your score. One more coming here. Second free throw is up. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound grab by Daler. Chloe Peterson now for the Yellow Jackets. Olsen on the baseline. Steps around a player. That being Grace Kieselhorst, but then misses the wide open layup right side. And the rebound off the miss for Grace Kieselhorst. Missed opportunity there. Score remains 45-37. Now Morris on the runner, goes right to the rim and lays it in with the left hand. And the lead down to 6 now. 45-39. Maya Morris has 7. Daler front court here for the Yellow Jackets. Bessinen right side on the wing. Now Katie Dobson putting it on the deck. Tried to step through, had it knocked away by Dornan. Will stay with the Yellow Jackets here. They'll have 12 seconds to shoot. Walls and Paulson are going to come back in now for the Knights. Also Olsen, meanwhile, will inbound right side. Bessinen in the corner now, steps in. Outside now Olsen. High arcing three-point shot, and it's good. From the corner, Elsa Olsen with the triple. She has 9, and that's the Yellow Jacket lead, 48-39. Trying to answer now is Morris, and she does so with a triple right on top. Teams trading threes, 48-42 now, the lead at 6 again. Bessinen in the front court now. Olsen out on top. Daler out on top of the key. Katie Dobson. Olsen. Against Morris. And come inside. Now she'll step back. 18-foot jump shot, and that's up and good. Right side on the wing now by Elsa Olsen. Elsa Olsen is in double figures now with 11. And a timeout going to be called here by head coach Emily Carpenter with 2:08 remaining, third quarter. If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit our official sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Yellow Jacket sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. Jackets so far here in this quarter outscoring the Knights 15-10 to lead by 8 here. Jackets in this quarter are 6 for 14. Martin Luther, meanwhile, 4 for 10. Jackets +4 in rebounding here as well, at 21-17. Anna Kieselhorst now triggering in. Here's Morris. Or Martin Luther. Pass comes left side. Now here's Walls. Stein out on top. Now they'll swing it right side. Here's Morris. Stepping back, high arcing three-point shot off the back rim, no good. Dobson going up for the rebound, grabs it, and we'll give the ball now for Elsa Olsen. Olsen for the Jackets across the timeline, right-hand dribble. Into the corner now for Katie Dobson. Daler now out on top. Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Dobson off the curl, trying to step through, kicks it outside. Peterson, she'll fire a three-point shot. That's off the front rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Stein. Now back the other direction. Here's Morris. Maya Morris getting a step, going all the way to the rim. She misses the bunny with the left hand. Rebound grab by Daler off the miss. Olsen leading the Jackets back 3-on-3, and now she'll pull up from a three-point range and have it go off the front rim, left side. Maybe a little quick on that shot, but then a hustling play there by Emily Daler to bang it off of Ella Walls. Near side, just as she was going out of bounds, gives the possession back to UWS. Big hustle play there from the senior from Piers, Minnesota. No. Chloe Peterson inbounds it. Here is Olsen out on top. Was we're about to go under a minute remaining, third quarter. Now Daler getting a pass from Olsen as she cut down the middle of the lane, went up with the shot, left it short, but will draw the foul. Emily Daler will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 here. Call that one on Anna Kieselhorst. Fight will come back in. Walls will check out. Just the second foul of the quarter between the two teams. Each team with 1 here so far, and Emily Daler to the free throw line here. Daler's first free throw is good. She has her first point. It's 51-42 now. Second free throw from Daler. Spins out, no good. Rebound for Stein. Bounce pass now. Anna Kieselhorst in the front court. Pass comes left side. Now here's Lydia Fight. Walls inside now. Stein. That's a double team. Goes up, misses the shot off the window, no good, but she'll draw a foul, and now she'll go to the free throw line. That foul going to be whistled on Chloe Peterson. That'll be her third. And Stein at the line now to shoot 2, where she's 2 for 2 thus far. Stein just a freshman. And the first free throw spins out, no good. Talked about her big game the last time these two teams played. 25-10 for her. Very impressive game. And she's been quiet so far here tonight. Jackets have done a nice job guarding her as she knocks down the second free throw here. She now has 5 points. Haley Jurdy's going to check in now, the freshman for the Jackets. She'll take out Chloe Peterson. First time we've seen Jurdy on the evening. 51-43. Jacket lead at 8. In the front court now, it's Elsa Olsen coming off the screen. Dobson. Daler. Olsen putting the ball on the deck. Looking to get the pass down low. Daler now picks it up, and now she gets tied up, and we'll have a jump ball, and it will be, I think, Martin Luther basketball here with 20.8 remaining. So the Knights will get the final shot here if they so want it in the third quarter. Fight will inbound it now from Morris. Morris in the front court. Wide open Kieselhorst. Kicks it right side now. Fight lining up a three-point shot. That's going to be an air ball. Rebound grab by Anna Kieselhorst. Back out on top, and a three-point shot by Paulson is good. 2 seconds, 1 second, and now it's how the third quarter will end here. Looked like the Jackets kind of switched off a little bit there on that miss. And that three-point shot brings Martin Luther within 5. 51-46 as we head to the fourth quarter. In that third quarter, the Jackets outscoring the Knights 16-14 to lead it by 5 now at 51-46. Jackets now after 3 shooting at 44.2%. They're 10 for 23 from beyond the arc, 3 for 4 from the stripe. Martin Luther at 42.1. They're 5 for 17 from beyond the arc, 9 for 12 from the free throw line. The Jackets +3 in rebounding at 23-20. 11 turnovers for the Jackets, 11 turnovers as well for Martin Luther, so those two cancel each other out. Jackets in that quarter were 6 out of 16, by the way. Martin Luther, meanwhile, 5 for 14 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter here. This tournament semifinal contest here. Again, the winner off to the UMAC tournament title game. Jackets made it there last year before falling to Minnesota Morris right here on this very court. And if they win, they'll be back here on Saturday looking to take it a step further than they did last year. In the meantime, though, anybody's ball game as we begin the fourth quarter. 51-46. Jackets 2-possession lead as we begin the fourth quarter here. Pessinen will trigger it in. Elsa Olsen now for the Yellow Jackets. Left side pass now, Katie Dobson. Charlotte Furstel's back in there. Pass comes right side for Mackenzie Lesha. Bessinen now trying to split a double team. Had it stripped away. Turnover against the Yellow Jackets as Fight picks it up. Now Paulson in transition. Let's get past left side now. Anna Kieselhorst. Dorn right side now. Maya Morris looking down low for Paulson. And now she'll get tied up. And it'll stay Martin Luther basketball here. They'll have 15 seconds to shoot. Inbounds will come right side on the baseline. Lauren Paulson will do the honors here for Martin Luther. Lobs it in now for Dorn. Dorn now against Furstel. 8 seconds to shoot. Paulson now. 3 seconds to shoot. Left side now. Anna Kieselhorst. Her three's up and it's good. And Martin Luther within 2 now. 51-49. Jackets into the front court now. Lesha out on top. Furstel. Elsa Olsen. Pass comes right side now, Mackenzie Lesha. Lesha putting on the deck here, kicks it in the corner. Dobson passed up on the three-point shot, had a good look at it, decided not to take it. Left side now, here's Olsen. 5 seconds to shoot. Bessinen now. Going up with the runner in the lane, and she gets it to go down for 2. 13 for Bessinen. The Jacket lead back up to 4. 53-49. Dorn into the front court. Goes left side off the pass now. Anna Kieselhorst. Down low now Dorn. Going right at Charlotte Furstel. Misses the layup, but will draw the foul on Charlotte Furstel. That'll be her first foul. 2 free throws now for Dorn. Dorn's first free throw is up and good. She's got 19 to lead all scores. Jackets have 4 players in double figures. Second free throw from Dorn. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Furstel. Jacket lead at 3 at 53-50. Lesha in the front court, out on top now. Olsen will back it out. Bessinen now going down low. Here's Furstel. Right side block now backing in, goes up and lays it in. Got a mismatch on the right side block against Paulson and laid it in. Charlotte Furstel has 12, 55-50. Anna Kieselhorst now, Maya Morris right side. Out on top now. Anna Kieselhorst, Dorn now. Paulson out on top. Now Dorn again. Goes up with a jumper. Right baseline, no good. Rebound grab by Furstel. And now Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets into the front court. Lesha wide open out on top. She'll fire from 3. That's no good. Rebound underneath. Grab by Dobson. Now the pass comes down low. Here is Furstel. Double team comes on her, and we're going to have a foul called down low. Good hustle there by Katie Dobson. Came in from the weak side, stripped that rebound away. He was able to flip it back out. The foul going to be called on Anna Kieselhorst. That'll be her second. Grace Kieselhorst will come in. Ava Stein also in. Fight will check out. Jackets will inbound left baseline. Also Olsen flips it in now, left side. Bessinen, Dobson, also Olsen. Up and under move now goes with the reverse attempt. That's no good, and the foul going to be called on Furstel. Or the back there of Stein. That'll be her second. Second foul against Charlotte Furstel this quarter. And the Knights will trigger it in now with Paulson. For Maya Morris. Morris now brings the Knights into the front court. Goes right side. Stein. Morris. Long three-point shot is up. And she gets the roll on it. Wow, front rim and back through for 3. She's got 13. Soft touch from Morris makes it 55-53. 2-3 look now here from the Knights on this sequence. As here on the left side, it's Olsen. Lesha. Bessinen in the corner. Bounce pass now coming inside for Furstel against Stein. And we're going to have a foul called, I think, on Stein here. Jackets have led by as many as 16 in this game, as hard as it is to believe, although that lead disappeared quickly in that first quarter. Actually, between the first and second quarters, actually. It's been tight ever since. Pass from Olsen now coming inside. Now Firstall gives it right back to her off the inbounds, and a foul going to be called here on Dorn. And then also Elsa Olsen to the free throw line to shoot 2 here with 6:41 remaining, fourth quarter. 55-53, Jackets by 2. First free throw from Olsen, no good. Long back rim and out. One more coming. Olsen's second free throw is good. 56-53 now, 12 points for Elsa Olsen. Paulson in the front court. Kieselhorst down low. Dorn against the triple team. Paulson for the tie. Out on top. Back rim and out. No good. Rebound cleared by Firstall. Bessinen for the Jackets into the front court. Off the screen now by Katie Dobson. Dobson's had a quiet game offensively, and now we're going to have a travel called here on Firstall as she tried to put the ball on the deck left side elbow. Anna Kieselhorst will return to the game now. She'll take out Lauren Paulson. Nice can trim the lead to 1 with a 2 or tie with a 3. Morrison in the front court now on the right side. Stein. Only swinging for Anna Kieselhorst. Morris now stepping through, going up with the shot. And they're going to call a foul, I think, maybe on the floor, or are they going to call it in the act of shooting? Going to call on Elsa Olsen. That'll be her second. And now 2 free throws for Morris. First free throw for Emma Morris is good. She now has 14 in the game. 56-54, now 56-55 as she knocks down the second free throw. She's got 15 in the game. Olsen for the Yellow Jackets in the front court. Goes left side. Now goes right to the rim, flips up a shot, misses another layup attempt. Rebound tracked down by Firstall in the corner. Lesha now putting it on the deck, goes to the rim, flips up a shot and gets it to go down for 2. Mackenzie Lesha with the bucket. She has 17. 58-55. Now Morris. Right side, Grace Kieselhorst, inside Stein. Double team comes outside. Grace Kieselhorst hoists up a 3-point shot. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound knocked out of play, and it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball here. Fight comes back in. She'll take out Grace Kieselhorst. Lesha will inbound here for the Yellow Jackets. Olsen, as we approach the midway point, quarter number 4, brings the Yellow Jackets in the front court. Lesha, out on top now Olsen. High post, now it's Katie Dobson. Right side now Lesha. Now Dobson, wide open. She'll fire from 3-point range. That's no good. Off the back rim, rebound retrieved over there by Morris. And now Maya Morris in the front court here for Martin Luther. Out on top, 3-point shot is up, and it's good. Emma Dorn with the triple, and we're tied up, 58 apiece, 22 for Dorn. We'll come right down to the wire on this one. Lesha now left side. And Katie Dobson is going to take a foul here from Kieselhorst. That's her 4th. I'm not sure why she went for the steal there. That's the 4th foul, and the next one the Jackets will be shooting 2 here the rest of the way. As Firstall checks out. Olsen will inbound now, left baseline. Pass comes in left side now. Here's Lesha. Besson wide open in the corner. Now she'll fire from 3-point range, and she'll get it to go down. Elise Besson with the triple. She has 16, 61-58. Jackets back up by 3. Morrison in the front court now. Was right at Dobson, flipped up a shot off the side of the backboard. Rebound grab by Daler on the miss. And now it's Besson for the Yellow Jackets. Elise Besson for the Yellow Jackets. Coming off the screen. Lesha, bounce pass now for Daler, knocked away. It's on the deck. and it's still on the deck. Bessinen now picks it up in the corner. Dobson, 6 seconds to shoot. Dobson in the corner. Bessinen, she'll hoist up a three-point shot from the corner off the front rim, no good. And the rebound grabbed over there by Morris. Morris now in the front court here for Martin Luther. Coming off the screen by Stein. Fight. And a Kieselhorst on the baseline. Now they swing it out on top for Dorn. Now Morris has her three-point shot blocked by Lesha. Comes right back for Morris. 10 seconds to shoot as they lob it down low. Here's Stein now against Daler going up with the shot, and she'll get to go down for two. 61-60 your score. 7 points now for Ava Stein. Bessinen wide open now right side against this 2-3 zone. Olsen putting it on the deck. Tried to go up with the runner, looking for the foul call, left it way short. Rebound for Dorn, and now Martin Luther can take the lead as we go under 3 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Anna Kieselhorst. Dorn, jump shot, right elbow, back rim and out. Rebound now for Elise Bessinen, and the Jackets now into the front court, leading it by 1. 61-60. Bessinen on the baseline now. Kicks it back out, right wing now, Elsa Olsen. 2.5 remaining, fourth quarter. Dobson now against Dorn. Loses the handle on the basketball. 6 seconds to shoot. Now Bessinen. Jackets are all tangled up here. Bessinen now with a lefty one-handed runner in the lane. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound grabbed out of there by Dorn. And now Morris in the front court. Out on top now Stein. Left side, Anna Kieselhorst. Fight inside Stein against Daler. Goes up with a shot, left it short off the window, no good. Rebound on the deck, picked up by Daler. Jackets have numbers if they decide to push. Instead, they won't. And they'll take their time coming across the timeline. Here's Bessinen. Dobson, and now a timeout going to be called here by the Jackets. 1:48 remaining, fourth quarter. We come right down to the wire in this one. No surprise. These four teams are about as equal as it gets. Talking about the UMAC tournament this year, it's usually a team or two that kind of separate themselves in both the men's and women's side this year, but that really wasn't much of the case. It was a real round robin between the top four teams this year. In fact, the Jackets split with the other three, and I'm not sure how the other games went between the other three schools, but I'd be shocked if they weren't splits as well. There was a lot, like I said, of parity in the league this year, especially amongst the top four. There was, if you throw Morris in there, Minnesota Morris also finished 9-5 and actually missed the tournament due to tiebreakers that Martin Luther had over the Cougars. Game reset, by the way, here. The Jackets have 2 timeouts left. The Knights have 3. The Jackets have committed 3 fouls. The Knights have committed 4. And the possession arrow is in favor of the Jackets, I believe. UWS in this quarter is 4 for 11 from the field. Martin Luther so far here in this quarter is also 4 from 11. And now I'm getting some updates. 75-62, I believe they were saying Northwestern, I think, is ahead in that game against Bethany Lutheran. Well, they take down toward the end of that one, so we may have a 1 versus 2 matchup here, or we may not. Depends on how these last 90-plus seconds play out here from the Mertz. As here's a pass down low for Daler. Olsen, 5 seconds to shoot, goes up with a runner in the baseline and gets it to go down for 2. Elsa Olsen has 14. Jackets up by 3. 63-60, 1:25 remaining, fourth quarter. Morrison in the front court. Pass comes right side for Fight. Mertz crowd asking for defense as the pass comes left side for Anna Kieselhorst. Now right side. 3-point shots up from Dorn, and it's good. Emma Dorn with the triple. She has 25, and we're tied up 63 apiece. She's had a whale of a game here. 2-3 zone as the Jackets now under a minute remaining, fourth quarter. Wide open Bessinen now in the corner, found by Dobson, and she knocks down a 3. I have to say, I'm shocked that they left Elise Bessinen that wide open in the corner. Looked like the Knights just kind of switched off defensively there, and Dobson with the assist. Just saw Elise Bessinen on the far side. (66-63). 53.4 seconds remaining. If current scores hold, by the way, as Northwestern is up by 13 in those last 30 seconds, or about 90 seconds, left in that one. The Jackets and the Eagles would meet for the third time here. But hold your horses on that one. 53.4 seconds left. Just a 3-point lead here for the Jackets. Jackets have led through most of this game. In fact, virtually all of it. But give Martin Luther credit. This is a much improved team. We've talked about that before. Jan Galrich doing a really nice job with this team, and got some really good young players on this squad as well. Though they also have some nice upperclassmen on this squad. And it's been a battle from the start. Martin Luther now will inbound in the front court. Fight. Triggers it in now. Here's Morris. Dorn now left side. Firstl guarding her. Down low now Paulson. Pass comes back out on top for Dorn. Now they swing it right side. Morris is open. She'll fire from three, looking for the tie, and she gets it. And a timeout going to be called here by the Yellow Jackets. Both teams dialing long range here. 66 apiece, 39.1 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. Like I said, the way this is going, wouldn't be surprised at all if we see overtime here. Martin Luther, by the way, in this quarter, 6 for 13, but 5 for 8 from three-point range. They're now 10 out of 25. The Jackets, meanwhile, 2 for 5 from beyond the arc, 6 for 13 for the game from beyond the arc. In the quarter. Jackets 12 out of 28 for the game from beyond the arc. Charlotte Firstl, by the way, with another double-double. That's 5 straight for her. 12 points, 11 rebounds. 19 for Bessinen, 17 for Lesha, 14 for Olsen. Emma Dorn, though, has been the best player on the floor for either team. 25 points, 8 for 14, and 4 for 5 from beyond the arc. Maya Morris, by the way, has 18 now. She's 4 for 7 from beyond the arc as well. So good ball rotation there by the Knights on that sequence. And we'll see what the Yellow Jackets can do now on the offensive end. If Martin Luther wins this game, Northwestern will host on Saturday. If the Jackets win, they'll host Northwestern on Saturday. Still a lot to be decided here, though, obviously, in a tie ball game. 39.1 seconds left. UWS will inbound far side. It'll be Elsa Olsen that'll do the honors. Pass comes in now for Bessinen. Elise Bessinen for the Yellow Jackets. Right side now. Katie Dobson fumbled the pass. Came right to her. Went through her hands, and she fumbled it out of play for a turnover. And that is a huge blunder by the Yellow Jackets here. Katie Dobson took her eye off the basketball as the pass came to her, and she has a very, very frustrated look on her face. That's a killer in this kind of situation. Just an unforced error there by the Yellow Jackets, and now Martin Luther has a chance with 29.6 seconds remaining and the shot clock off to play down and possibly win this at the end here. But we'll see what happens. Man, oh man, you would hate for that to be the play that the Yellow Jackets look back on. As Dobson, like I said, just fumbled the pass. It came to her on the right side. There was no pressure on her. She just dropped the pass. So the Yellow Jackets are going to have to play some strong defense. Try not to foul here, although they do have a foul to give. But in a tie ball game, with 29.6 seconds left, like I said, Martin Luther can play for one here and try to win this at the very end. So the Knights will put it in play now in the front court. Lydia Fight will do the honors here. Jackets, by the way, have one timeout left, so does Martin Luther. Pass comes in now for Morris, right side, and looks like Martin Luther will try to take this down. Smart play here from Dan Garish, if I'm being perfectly honest. Pass comes right side now for Stein. Out on top now, Paulson. 15 seconds left, and a foul going to be given now by Bessinen. Both teams now have 4 fouls. And Fight will put the basketball in play here. Pass comes in for Morris. 10 seconds left. Out on top now, Dorn. Morris, 5 seconds to play. Goes right side now, Morris. Trying to step through, lost the handle on the basketball, and it goes out of play, and it'll be a timeout now called for the Yellow Jackets, as it'll be a turnover on Maya Morris. Trying to force something there. Came down the right side into the lane and just fumbled the basketball away. So now 1.3 seconds left. The Yellow Jackets will have an inbound. They'll have time to get an inbound and a shot away here. With 1.3 left, the inbounds will come from the far side. But it looks like overtime is looming here, if I'm being perfectly honest. Jackets, by the way, out of timeouts. Martin Luther still has 1. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can dial up here. Jackets breaking the huddle with Lesha, Olsen, Dobson, Bessinen, and Firstel. The Knights, Dorn, Morris, Stein, Paulson, and Fight. Lesha will inbound it. Pass comes in for Bessinen. 2 seconds left. Gets a shot away as clock expires, and it spins out. Just that close for Elise Bessinen. And we'll have extra basketball here tonight. Looks like she did get the shot away and just missed it wide to the left. And we will head for overtime here. Tied up at 66. Looking to score by quarter. Jackets 24-12 in the first. Martin Luther 20-11 in the second. Jackets 16-14 in the third. And then Martin Luther 20-15 in the fourth. To send this game to overtime at 66 apiece. Bessinen had a really good look at that one. She's 6 for 12 from the field now. Jackets have been balanced. But so far, 65 of their 66 points have come from the starters in this game. First, Lesha, Bessinen, Olsen, and Dobson. Only 1 point scored by someone not in the starting lineup, that being Emily Daler on a 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Martin Luther, meanwhile, has gotten points from only 6 players. And Dorn and Maya Morris have a combined 53 of their 66. So you've got some key players here that have been carrying the mail, so to speak, offensively for the two sides as we get ready to begin overtime here. Both teams, by the way, will be into the bonus on the next foul. So both teams will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. In the meantime, the Jackets are going to have their original starting 5 of Olsen, Lesha, Bessinen, Firstel, and Dobson to begin overtime, while the Knights will come back with Dorn, Morris, Paulson, Grace Kieselhorst, and Lydia Fight. Dorn will jump it here against Firstel. So overtime to decide who will play Northwestern on Saturday. And Dorn and Firstel shaking hands before the tip. It's one thing you can always count on with Martin Luther. They're very good sports. As off the jump ball is controlled here by the Yellow Jackets, and then Lesha got dumped to the ground, picked up by Paulson. She goes and misses the layup. Follow up now by Dorn. Now she misses a second try at it, and it'll be knocked out of play, and it'll stay here with Martin Luther. So chaotic start here to the overtime. But we're still tied 66, and Paulson will put it in play right side. They'll have 19 seconds with which to work. Dorn now out on top. Paulson wide open. She'll tee up a three-point shot. Wide to the left, no good. Rebound for Grace Kieselhorst. Morris now. Right side fight. Now Grace Kieselhorst for Paulson. Puts it on the deck. Out on top now, here's Dorn. Tried to go for three. That one knocked away by Firstel. Good defense there by the sophomore from Plain, Wisconsin. And the Jackets now in the front court looking to take the lead. 4:20 remaining. Overtime here, as on the right side now it's Bessinen. Lesha thought about taking the three. Instead, she'll step inside, kicks it to the corner. High arcing three from the corner is up from Dobson. That's no good. Rebound underneath, grabbed by Elsa Olsen for the Yellow Jackets. Now in the corner, Lesha. She'll let go from three-point range. That one's short, no good, and the rebound grabbed by Fight. Both teams had pretty good looks in their first possessions. No score as of yet here in the overtime. Morris now in the front court here for the Knights. Out on top now, Grace Kieselhorst goes right side off the pass. Dorn down low, going up for the shot is Fight, and they're going to call a foul here on Lesha. For Mackenzie Lesha, that'll be her fourth. And it'll be 2 free throws now for Lydia Fight. Fight, one of the best free throw shooters on this squad. In fact, the best at 83.3%. Hasn't scored tonight, though. And her first free throw is short. No good. One more coming here for Lydia Fight. Second free throw. Also no good. And the rebound off the miss, though, is grabbed by Dorn. Now Paulson putting it on the deck against Lesha. Bounce pass out on top now, Dorn. Right side now, Fight. Handing it off now, Dorn. And in the corner now, Grace Kieselhorst. 5 seconds to shoot. Goes right at Dobson. Stops in the lane. Goes up off the back rim with a shot from 5 feet away. Gets her own rebound again, and this time misses it. And finally, the rebound cleared by Firstel, and then a foul called against Kieselhorst, who tried to sneak in from behind and get a steal. No need to do that. For Grace Kieselhorst, that'll be her third. And that'll send the Yellow Jackets into the Superior Water, Light, and Power bonus for the first time in the game. 5th foul against the Knights. And Firstel at the line to shoot 2, and the first one is up and no good, way off to the left. One more coming here. 3:19 remaining, first overtime. Second free throw from Firstel is good. Jackets score first. In the overtime, 67-66. And Daler, I think, is going to check in here for Firstel. Actually, he's going to check in for Dobson, so the Jackets are going to go big. .3:15 and counting remaining in overtime. Here's Morris now. Pass comes right side now. Grace Kieselhorst had it knocked away by Elsa Olsen. Turnover on Martin Luther. Olsen now coming down the lane. Bounce pass for Daler. Double team comes outside. Lesha, she'll fire from three-point range. Back rim and out. Offensive rebound grab by Firstel. She'll go up and lay it in with the left hand. Firstel now has 15. The Jackets by 3, 69-66. And on the front court now, Paulson left side. Morris out on top. Dorn going down low now. Here's Stein. Going at Firstel, had the ball knocked away, and they're going to call a foul here on Charlotte Firstel. And that'll send Stein to the free throw line here to shoot 2. Anna Kieselhorst comes back in. Grace Kieselhorst will check out, and Stein at the line. With 2:36 remaining here in overtime. First free throw is up. Back rim and out. No good for Stein. One more coming. Reminder, we will have a post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy whenever we go final here. Second free throw from Stein is good. She now has 8 at 69-67. And Daler's going to check out. Dobson's going to come back in. Leschel inbounds it now. Also Olsen for the Yellow Jackets. 2-3 look here from Martin Luther as the Jackets into the front court. Lesha, high post now. Dobson, right side now, Olsen. Going right at Anna Kieselhorst. Bounce pass in the corner. Lesha will fire from three-point range, and she'll knock it down. Big three-point shot there from Mackenzie Lesha. She has 20. The Jackets up by 5. 2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining. Overtime. 72-67 UWS. Pass comes left side now. Anna Kieselhorst inside for Dorn. Now Stein. 18-foot jump shots up from her. Front rim and out. No good. Rebound tracked down by Furstel in the corner. And now she'll lob it for UWS teammate Elsa Olsen into the front court. Lesha for the Yellow Jackets now out on top. Ball fake now gets around Paulson in the corner for Dobson. The Jackets will take it down here. 13 to shoot. 1:36 remaining in overtime. Bessinen. Right side now. Olsen. Around Anna Kieselhorst. Running around the baseline. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Stein. And then a foul going to be called here against Katie Dobson. Furstel took a heavy fall, but it looks like she's all right. She popped back up. Going to call on Furstel, in fact. That'll be her fourth. The two Jackets with 4 fouls now. And that's a concern here as Stein goes back to the free throw line to shoot 2. 1:25 remaining, overtime. Winner to face Northwestern on Saturday for the UMAC tournament title. Stein's first free throw is good. 72-68 now, 9 points for Stein. One more coming. And the freshman's free throw is off the back rim, no good. Rebound grabbed by Olsen. So it's a 2-possession lead here for the Jackets as we go under 1:20 remaining in overtime. Olsen for the Jackets. Against Morris. Furstel now top of the key. Goes right side now, Elsa Olsen. Ball fake. Got around Dorn. Goes to the rim, goes up, and lays it in for 2. Elsa Olsen with the quick move there. She has 16, and a timeout going to be called here. 74-68 now. The Jackets up by half a dozen here with 59.7 seconds remaining. And Martin Luther, I think, is calling the timeout here. We'll see. And what's the verdict going to be here? They are going to say that the timeout was called by Martin Luther. It's hard for me to tell sometimes because I'm high above the court here. The officials having a conversation. Coach Emily Carpenter looking for some sort of clarification here, it appears. Jackets so far here in overtime are 3 for 7 from the field. Martin Luther, meanwhile, so far here in overtime 0 for 7 from the floor. And just 2 for 6 from the stripe. UWS so far here in the overtime, outscoring the Knights 8-2. 59.7 seconds remaining. And if you're the Yellow Jackets, you've got to keep an eye on Emma Dorn and Maya Morris here. They've been the two that have been knocking down shots here for the Knights down the stretch. So a long way to go in this one. And one of the officials is having a very animated conversation with Emily Carpenter below me here. In fact, the official is far more animated than Emily is. Emily Carpenter, not an overly animated coach when it comes to patrolling the sideline. Some other coaches are more so, but she's pretty controlled for the most part. In the meantime now, Martin Luther decides not to advance the basketball as they inbound it now for Morris. The Mertz crowd comes to its feet asking for defense. Morris on the right side now. Swings the pass. Grace Kieselhorst on the baseline now against Olsen. Pass to the middle for Dorn. She fumbled it. Picked it back up. Kieselhorst now left side. Now Paulson. 10 seconds to shoot. Going against Elise Besson with the runner off the glass and gets it to go down for 2. And a timeout going to be called here by the Yellow Jackets. That'll leave UWS without a timeout here with 37.4 seconds left. Should be noted, this is still a 2-possession game, by the way, 74-70. Paulson with the bucket. She has 9. It's been an entertaining game, to say the least, between these two. Figured it would come right down to the wire. In the meantime now, the Jackets will have possession of the basketball here. Actually, they're going to say that Martin Luther did not call a timeout last one. They still have him up for 2 up on the board. Trying to think of why that was. Interesting. Anyway, the Yellow Jackets will have the basketball here with 37.4 ticks of the clock. Elsa Olsen will inbound it. Bounce pass for Lesha in the corner. And she gets grabbed from behind by Anna Kieselhorst, and that'll send Lesha to the free throw line here with 35.8 seconds remaining. The Jackets up by 4, 74-70. Lesha, 20 points on the game. She had 21 the last time these two teams played a few weeks back. And she shoots 2 free throws here. Lesha, a good free throw shooter. And her first one is up and good. Lesha doesn't shoot a ton of them, but she's at 80.8% on the season. Second free throw for Mackenzie Lesha is also good. 76-70. She now has 22. And a timeout going to be called here by the Knights. That'll leave them with 1. They'll advance this into the front court. And now if you're the Yellow Jackets, the big thing you don't want to do here is foul. Play tight defense here. Try to force them into a mistake. If you're Martin Luther, you just want to go quickly. And try maybe to extend the game a bit. If you miss, if you score even, you have to extend the game. So Martin Luther still has a timeout they can use after this one, by the way. Jackets in the game from the free throw line, 7 out of 10. Martin Luther so far, 14 out of 22. 15 points, 14 rebounds for Furstel, by the way, recapping the individual leaders for UWS. Lesha with 22, Bessinen with 19, and Elsa Olsen with 16. Martin Luther so far 25 from Dorn and 18 from Maya Morris. Jackets have 16 assists against 15 turnovers. Martin Luther, meanwhile, 10 assists against 13 turnovers. As we come out of the timeout here. 6-point lead for the Jackets. And Martin Luther will put the basketball in play in front of their own bench. Lauren Paulson will trigger it in. Paulson triggers it in. Now here's Morris out on top against Bessinen. Going right to the rim, flips up a shot off the glass, gets it to go down for 2. 76-72, 20 points for Morris. Bessinen now for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to get it in. Pass comes in now for Daler, and they'll foul her. That's actually a pretty good play there by the Knights. I'm not sure why Bessinen took that ball out. She's the best free throw shooter in the country practically. I'm not sure why she was inbounding the ball instead of receiving it. As Daler goes to the line now to shoot 2. Emily Daler so far on the game has just the 1 point. And her first free throw is good. 77-72. Daler has 1 more. Yeah, I would think the Yellow Jackets are going to try to get the ball in Elise Bessenen's hands, but not have her inbounded. As Daler's second free throw is also good. 2 big free throw makes here for Emily Daler. It's 78-72. And Martin Luther will use their final timeout here. Again, if the Yellow Jackets can hold on here, they will host Northwestern on Saturday for a bid to the NCAA tournament. That'll be a 4:30 p.m. opening tip. Our next sports broadcast, meanwhile, will come up on Friday night as UWS men's hockey begins their postseason run after receiving a bye in the first round of the Wyatt Conference Tournament. They'll be taking on UW River Falls, game 1 of 2 against the Falcons in the semifinal round. 7 p.m. the opening faceoff. John Garver will be along with the pregame at 6:30. That game, as always, a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV. In the meantime, now we come out of the timeout. Paulson will inbound it. She'll trigger it in now for Anna Kieselhorst out on top. Left side back for Paulson. Lauren Paulson. Morris, right side now. Steps back, fires a long, high-arcing three-point shot. Spins out, no good. Rebound for Daler. And they're going to call a jump ball. And it's going to stay with Martin Luther here. But they're going to have to go really quickly now. That took a lot of time. 16.4 seconds left. Fight's going to come back in. She's going to take out Anna Kieselhorst. Paulson inbounds left baseline. In for Fight. Her three-point shot blocked by Olsen. Loose ball now to Mackenzie Lesha for the Yellow Jackets. And a foul going to be given now by Lauren Paulson with 10.6. And that, if Mackenzie Lesha can knock down these free throws, will just about do it because it would make it a 3-possession game with 10.6 seconds remaining. And Lesha to the line here. 22 points. The junior from Somerset, Wisconsin. First free throw is good. And that's the big one because now it's a 3-possession game. 23 points for Lesha. One more coming. Second one is good as well. 80-72. Fight inbounding it now for Morris. Kieselhorst. Morris, 5 seconds left. Jackets are on their way to the UMAC tournament title game as Morris knocks down the 3. 80-75. Pass comes in now for Bessinen. And that'll do it. Bessinen will dribble it out, and the Yellow Jackets in overtime advance back to the UMAC tournament title game for the second straight season as they defeat Martin Luther in overtime. Final score here from the Mertz. UWS 80, Martin Luther 75. We'll take a quick break and come back with our postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is UW Superior Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. What a ball game here tonight for the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. Really spirited game. Well played by both teams really across the board. There wasn't too much drop-off in the contest. Jackets got to a big lead in this one, but this was pretty much a nip-and-tuck affair, especially the last 35 minutes or so. And the Yellow Jackets, thankfully, able to come out on top here. Final score in overtime. Matt Johnson here as we jump into our postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy. UWS 80, Martin Luther 75. And like I said, give the Knights credit. They were very game in this ball game. They gave the Yellow Jackets all they could handle in this one. The Yellow Jackets, though, finally making just enough plays down the stretch to win it by 5 and move to their second straight UMAC tournament title contest. Jumping to our post-game summary here, the Yellow Jackets got out to a fast start in the opening quarter. Made 9 of their first 13 to go up 24-12 after one. Then Martin Luther came roaring back in the second to outscore the Jackets 20-11 by shooting 9 for 14 from the floor. And the Jackets led by 3 at 35-32 after 2. Then going into the third quarter, the Yellow Jackets holding a slim 16-14 lead in that quarter and led by 5 heading into the fourth. But then Martin Luther caught fire in the fourth quarter, especially from three-point range. They made 5 out of 8 from beyond the arc in that quarter. Outscored the Jackets 20-15 to send the game to overtime even up at 66 apiece. But then in the overtime, the Jackets never trailed. Jumped out, scoring 8 of the first 10, and then salted it away down the stretch to win it by the final score of 80-75. Individually in this one, or excuse me, I'll go on the team stats first. Jackets finished out 28 out of 64, good for 43.8%. Martin Luther, 25 out of 63, good for 39.7%. The Jackets hit 13 out of 33 from beyond the arc. Martin Luther, meanwhile, was 11 out of 28, good for 39.3%. Jackets 11 out of 14 from the stripe. The Knights were 14 out of 22. Jackets plus 7 in rebounding, and that was an area that Coach Emily Carpenter highlighted in our pregame talk before this one. She was unhappy with the rebounding effort the Jackets gave the last time they saw Martin Luther. Much better job tonight for the Jackets. Plus 7 on the boards. Both teams about a wash in the offensive rebounds category. Jackets had 9 offensive rebounds, while Martin Luther finished with 10. And then in terms of assists to turnovers, Jackets with 16 assists against 16 turnovers. Martin Luther with 10 assists against 13 turnovers in this one. Individually, the Yellow Jackets balanced scoring across the board here. Led by Mackenzie Lesh with 24 points. She was 7 for 14 from the field, 6 for 12 from beyond the arc, and hit all 4 of her free throws. She played 36 minutes in this game, and she played a good deal of that overtime and fourth quarter with 4 fouls. 19 points for Elise Bessinen. She was 6 for 12 from the field, 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. She also hit both of her free throws, had 6 assists as well with just 1 turnover. And she went all the way, played all 45 minutes of this one for the Yellow Jackets. Elsa Olsen with 16 points in the game, 7 out of 16 from the floor. She also had a team-leading 3 steals in the game. While Charlotte Furstel for the Yellow Jackets, her 5th straight double-double, 15 points, 14 rebounds. She was 7 for 9 from the field in the game as well. And she played a good deal of the overtime period with 4 fouls as well. 3 points for Katie Dobson, meanwhile, in the game, and 3 points for Emily Daler, although Daler hit 2 huge free throws down the stretch. She has finished with 6 rebounds as well in 20 minutes of action. Martin Luther, meanwhile, Emma Dorn led all scorers. She had 25 in the game, 8 for 16 from the field. She hit 4 out of 5 from three-point range and 5 for 6 from the stripe. She was also the team's leading rebounder with 7 in the contest. 23 points for Maya Morris. She was also 8 for 16 from the field, hit 5 of her 9 three-point shots in the game, had 5 rebounds as well. No one else for Martin Luther had double digits, although Lauren Paulson and Ava Stein each had 9 points, 6 points for Grace Kieselhorst, and 3 points for Anna Kieselhorst in the contest. Those are the final numbers from this one as the Yellow Jackets win it. Final score 80-75. And with that being the case, we'll take one more quick break and come back and put this one to bed and have a little preview of the UMAC tournament title game right after this. This is Yellow Jacket women's basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Final segment of our broadcast here tonight and our post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy as the Yellow Jacket women advance to the UMAC tournament title game for the second straight season by defeating Martin Luther in dramatic fashion, 80-75 in overtime. And it's time for our post-game show player of the game. And this one is pretty clear-cut. The Yellow Jackets, Mackenzie Lesha, she had a great game the last time these two teams played, scored 21 points in the regular season win here at the Mervs against Martin Luther. And if anything, she improved on that here tonight. She was simply outstanding for the Yellow Jackets. Got them going offensively in the first half. She hit a bunch of threes in that opening half, and then as the game wore on, she continued to really pour it on for the Yellow Jackets. Something about Martin Luther, apparently, for Mackenzie Lesha, the two-sport athlete and the junior from Somerset, Wisconsin. She likes playing this team. Mackenzie Lesha, your post-game show player of the game. Again, her final numbers here, 24 points, 7 for 14 from the field, 6 for 12 from beyond the arc, 4 for 4 from the stripe, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in there as well in 36 minutes of play. So your post-game show, again, player of the game, Mackenzie Lesha for the Yellow Jackets. With the win, UWS now at 16-10, while Martin Luther closes up their season at 16-10 as well. Congratulations to the Knights, by the way. They had an outstanding season. Have a really, really nice base there, and I'll be interested to see what the Knights do in the future under Coach Dan Gowrich. That's a fun team to watch play, and I'm sure they'll be tough again next year. In the meantime, the Yellow Jackets off to Saturday's championship game. Well, they will take on Northwestern for the third time this season. Northwestern, by the way, defeating Bethany Lutheran in the other semifinal earlier today, 79-66. That game was played at the Erickson Center down in St. Paul. So it'll be the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles, the co-champions in the league, pretty fitting, I think, deciding who goes to the NCAA tournament representing the UMAC this season. That'll be our next broadcast. I believe that'll be a 4:30 p.m. opening tip here from the Mertz, 4:15 the pregame. If I'm incorrect on that, you can check out the athletics website, uwsyellowjackets.com, to find out more about Saturday's championship game. Meanwhile, our next sports broadcast here on both Yellow Jacket TV and on 91.3 will come up this coming Friday as the Yellow Jacket men's hockey team takes on UW River Falls in the semifinals of the WIAC Conference Tournament. 7 p.m. the opening faceoff down the road at Westman Arena, 6:30 the pregame with John Garver, again, both on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV. A big thank you to Gus Shupp, who was my engineer back at the radio station at 91.3 FM. Also, a big thank you to Evan Ludwig, who was my engineer with Yellow Jacket TV. They both were with me all the way, and we appreciate also those of you who were with us all the way for the broadcast. We hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and we hope you'll join us for Saturday's championship game between the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles as well. So for Gus Shupp, back at 91.3, and also Evan Ludwig with Yellow Jacket TV, this is Matt Johnson signing off and repeating the final score. Yellow Jackets win it. Final score in overtime, UWS 80, Martin Luther 75 in overtime. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. This has been Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We'll be talking again on Saturday afternoon.